Hi guys, welcome back. So how do you make the game of rugby better? Can you change some laws that are going to help it? Well, I think yes, and there's been complaints that rugby is getting a bit boring, over-reliance on kicking, on mauling, on just grinding teams down with physicality and defence, and I really think you cannot blame any team for doing that. In the professional era, teams are there to win. You know, international teams, professional coaches, they're just there to win, and whatever tactic they think will get them the win, they're going to do, and I just don't think you can have a go at them for it. What you've got to do is create the laws, the environment that promotes the type of rugby fans want to see, a bit more exciting, a bit more rewarding, attacking. Anyway, what are the 5 law changes that I think could make a big difference? I'm going to go through them. It's obviously a bit of fun, but let me know what you think. Tell me which ones you think would work and why, but I'd also like to know some reasons why you think they wouldn't work and why. I'm sure there's some things that you've thought of that I haven't. But anyway, let's start off nice and simple. Shorten some time limits, kicks at goal, scrum formation, ruck usage. Be really strict on the time limits, but also shorten them. For example, you can have a minute to take a kick. Should go to 30 seconds, definitely. They don't need a minute. And a lot of the time when you get the kick, you just use the whole minute on purpose to run down the clock. No need. Scrum formation, I think they need to experiment with having a sort of a time limit on scrum formation. They use it as a bit of a rest period to get ready for that big push in the scrum. If you get them together a lot quicker, maybe you get rid of a bit of that time wasted from scrums. And again, using the ball at the ruck. Refs are saying use it, but they're not particularly enforcing it. I know scrum halves are pretty much taking their time still. So enforce and also reduce the amount of time you have to do certain things. Okay, number 2, and this is one that pretty much everyone is going for at the moment. Reduce the number of subs. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. Reduce the number of subs means players have to get fitter, probably lose a bit of bulk, be a bit more versatile, maybe the game will break up a bit more and there'll be a few more opportunities. So the question is, how many subs? At the moment it's 8, I'm thinking 5 might be okay. How would that work with front rows as well? Would you still have to have 3 specialist front row replacements, or could you maybe get away with hooker and tight head that can cover both? I don't know, let me know what you think. I'm thinking 5 or 6, probably 5. What do you think sensible? Do you start gradually bringing it down, or do you get really radical? Anyway, number 3, ban the late joining of rucks. Now what I mean by this is of course ban the caterpillar ruck, but rather than just saying that, I think the key thing is once the ball is won, stop them adding players to that ruck unless there's a reason to do it. So if the ruck is passive, if it's won, don't let players join that ruck just to make it longer. If there's a genuine counter ruck or there's some pushing going on at the ruck, I think sure, let players join to help with that ruck, but just don't let them attach to the back, because it really is silly, and I think they could get rid of that quite quickly by a late joining of ruck rule. Let me know what you think of that, if that would work. There's certain things I haven't thought of there. I think it would work. Okay, number 4 is a little controversial, but I think it would help a lot getting some more ingenuity into the attack. If you have a line-out, attacking line-out in the 22, you cannot form a maul. You can form a maul if you want from outside the 22 and drive it into the 22, because if you drive it 22 metres, then fair play, you've done pretty well. But it's too overpowered. It's the Superman of attacking moves, really. It's a little bit unstoppable. And I really think you need to encourage more ingenuity, and a line out in the 22 is a great position to do all sorts of interesting attacking plays, and teams aren't choosing it because the maul is so powerful. So just simply say you can maul, but you can't start a maul within the 22. I think it really would get people thinking. You still have lots of mauls, but just not in that situation. The old 5 metre out maul, boring, no one wants to see it. Let's change it, and I think that would do it. Let me know what I haven't thought of. I think it's going to work. Please let me know if you don't, or if you think it's a good idea. And number 5, again, slightly controversial, but let's reduce the points for a penalty. Taking a penalty kick at goal, let's take it from 3 points to 2 points. So it's still not worth giving away penalties, but it just means maybe pursuing tries is a little bit more important. So you go for it more. You know, when you have a penalty, you take a scrum or a line out, obviously applying the point 4 I just made about not forming mauls within the 22. You know, most kickers can get kicks from, 50 metres from halfway, and I just think taking it down to 2 points is the way to go. Conversions, I think, maybe stay the same. Drop goals, maybe they stay at 3 points. I'm 50-50 on that one, I'm not sure. Drop goals are harder to get, so maybe you reward them the same, but kicks at goal, take them down to 2 points. I think it would help, but please have a think for me as well. Let me know why it might not work. So those are the laws I would change. I think they'll work, but maybe I'm wrong in certain areas, but it's a bit of fun, and please let me know what laws you would change to make the game better, and I will see you next time.